What if I told you that your worst painting, your most meaningless doodle, made during a boring meeting, is, in fact, a perfect and brutally honest self-portrait of your soul? We are masters at lying with words. We spend our entire lives constructing logical sentences, acceptable personas, polished masks to explain who we are. But the hands, pause. The hands do not know how to lie. When you paint, write, or simply doodle without the intention of pleasing or making sense, you are not creating. You are confessing. There is a hidden code in every stroke, in every color you choose, in every shape that emerges. It is a direct map of your psyche, a map that your conscious self, your ego, is not allowed to read. Carl Jung did not see art as a hobby. He saw it as a scalpel. He understood that your unconscious is, at this very moment, screaming to be heard. And because logic represses it, it leaks out. It leaks into your drawings, your choices, your dreams. Today, we are not going to talk about art. We are going to talk about deciphering your own mind. But pay attention. This is not a journey for everyone. If you are looking for easy answers, self-help pills, or a video to pass the time, close this screen now. This place is not for you. What we are going to do here is descend. We will use art as a lantern to illuminate the basements of your own psyche. We will look at that which you have been avoiding. If you have the courage to look in the mirror, to decipher the code your unconscious is trying to send you, then do this now. Subscribe to this channel, not to follow a creator, but to join an expedition to the center of yourself. Like this video, not as a like, but as an I accept, a sign that you are ready to hear the truth, even if it is uncomfortable. And comment below with the phrase, I am ready to see. It is your first act of intention, the first step toward healing. Now, hold your breath. The descent begins. Where the word fails, the image is born. We live in a tyranny of logic, of the word, of explanation. We demand that everything have a rational why. But the soul does not operate on that frequency. The soul, the vast ocean of the unconscious, speaks the oldest language there is, the language of the symbol. Your psyche is suffocated by logic. The anxiety you feel, but cannot name, the melancholy that arises on sunny days, the repeating pattern of self-sabotage. All of this is the unconscious trying to speak, but being constantly silenced by your censoring ego. Art, in the Jungian view, is not a choice. It is an emergency. It is the escape valve. When you pick up a brush or a pencil, you finally give the unconscious the only tool it understands. You open a rift in logical reality and allow what is submerged to come to the surface. Art is the oxygen of the psyche. Without it, we live dissociated, fragmented, arid. The blank canvas, the empty page. It is not nothingness. It is the mirror of primordial chaos, and your first stroke is the act of courage to begin ordering that chaos, to give voice to the void that screams inside you. Your shadow, your rejected self, everything you learn to repress for being unacceptable, ugly, or bad. It doesn't disappear. It accumulates. It gains strength in the basement of your mind, and it leaks out. The hand, when free from the ego's vigilance, does not draw what you want it to be. It draws what you are. That aggressive stroke, that dark color dominating the painting, that distorted figure that disturbs you. It is not an artistic mistake. It is a confession. It is your shadow saying, I am here. Jungian art therapy is the confessional where you cannot lie. You can tell the world you are calm and controlled, but your hand will draw the prison, the fire, the tension. You can say you have overcome a trauma, but your fingers will mold the exact shape of your pain in clay. Art is the seismograph of the soul. It registers the tremors your conscious mind refuses to admit. Accepting this is the first step. You do not control your art. It reveals what you control. Stop despising your doodles. That drawing you make in the corner of the page while talking on the phone is not an accident. It is a symptom. It is a hieroglyph sent directly from your unconscious. The psyche does not waste energy. If it moves your hand, it is saying something. A repetitive, zigzagging line. It is your anxiety taking form. A maze. It is your mental confusion and the search for an exit. A repeating I. It is your consciousness fighting to awaken, or the feeling of being watched. A circle. It is your psyche seeking totality, the self. Jung taught that the symbol is the mediator between the conscious and the unconscious. Your meaningless doodle is the bridge. Instead of throwing it away, look at it. Ask it, why this shape? Why now? You are not killing time. You are, without knowing it, dialoguing with your deepest self. That doodle is a letter. You just need to learn to read your own address. The circle, the oldest shape, the symbol of totality, of the divine, of the self. Carl Jung discovered something fascinating. In moments of extreme chaos, psychological dissociation, or profound transformation, the psyche spontaneously tries to draw mandalas. It is a self-healing instinct. It is your mind trying to reorganize itself, trying to find its own center. When a patient drew a mandala, Jung did not see it as a pretty drawing. He saw it as a GPS for the psyche. The state of the mandala reflected the patient's internal state. Is it balanced or chaotic? Is it open or closed? What colors predominate? Is the center empty or filled? Creating a mandala is a therapeutic act in itself. It is a ritual for ordering chaos. You place your confusion, your pains, your hopes inside the sacred space of the circle. And in doing so, you are not just drawing. You are actively helping your psyche find the way back home, back to its access to itself. If painting is raw emotion, therapeutic writing is the scalpel of consciousness. We are not talking about pretty writing, about perfect grammar. We are talking about automatic writing, visceral writing. It is the act of putting pen to paper and not stopping, allowing the stream of consciousness to flow out uncensored. It's not about writing about your pain. It's about letting your pain write. It is an alchemical process. You take the heavy lead of your anguish, your anger, your trauma emotions that, when kept inside, poison you from within, and you put them on paper. The moment the word is written, it ceases to be a ghost that haunts you and becomes an object you can observe. You separate the I from the feeling. The pain that was you is now there, on the page. This is the birth of consciousness. You are no longer the victim of the emotion. You are its witness. And by witnessing, you can begin to integrate. The blank page is the laboratory where you transform your poison into medicine. Some emotions are too heavy for ink, too dense for words. They need matter. They need weight. This is where sculpture, clay, comes in. Clay is primordial matter. It does not respond to your logic. It responds to your strength, your tension, your touch. When you plunge your hands into the cold clay, you are not molding it. It is molding you. You give a body to your terror. You give form to your anger. That diffuse anxiety that was suffocating you suddenly has a face, a texture, a weight. You take it out from inside your chest and place it in the real world, in front of you. This is one of the most powerful acts of healing there is. You externalize the complex. That which was an internal, all-powerful demon is now an object. You can walk around it. You can look at it from all angles. You can destroy it and start over. You reclaim power. You are no longer the haunted house. You are the one who can see the ghost. This is perhaps the deepest and most misunderstood Jungian technique. Active imagination is not just creating art. It is using art as a portal for a conscious dialogue with the unconscious. It works like this. You start with a fragment, an image from a dream, a doodle, a figure that emerged in your painting. Then, consciously, you enter that image. You imagine yourself inside your own painting. You begin to talk with the figure you drew. You ask it, who are you? What do you want from me? Why are you here? And you, then, write or paint the answer that emerges. You become a channel. You are not inventing. You are allowing the autonomous figures of your psyche, the archetypes, the complexes, to speak with you. It is an active meditation. It is a direct confrontation. Is it frightening? Yes. Is it transformative? Absolutely. You stop being a passive victim of your moods and become an active participant in your own healing. Our greatest enemy in healing through art is the inner critic. That voice that says, I don't know how to draw, this is ugly, this is wrong. Jungian therapy celebrates the imperfect. Your inner critic, your desire for the beautiful, is just your ego, your persona, trying to maintain control. The ego wants beautiful art, art that can be praised, art that fits within standards. The unconscious wants honest art, and honesty, often, is ugly. It is chaotic, distorted, dark, raw. The shadow is not pretty. Pain is not symmetrical. The beautiful is the mask, the strange, the grotesque, the imperfect. That is the face. The moment you abandon the need to create something beautiful is the moment real healing begins. You give your truth permission to emerge, no matter how inconvenient it may be. The art that heals is not what goes to the museum. It is what goes into the trash after revealing its truth. Dreams are the natural art of the unconscious. They are the paintings and films your psyche creates every night. But we often wake up with just a fragment, an emotion, a confusing image. What to do? The Jungian approach is not just to interpret the dream. It is to continue it. How? Through art. Did you wake up with the image of a rusty key? Draw it, paint it, mold it in clay. By focusing your creative energy on the dream symbol, you anchor it in conscious reality. And then, the process expands. What else appears in the painting? What door does the key open? Where is it? Art becomes the incubator for the dream. You use active imagination to re-enter the dream and ask that frightening figure what it wanted. Art is not just a record of the dream. It is the continuation of the work the unconscious began while you were sleeping. It is the active collaboration between the day and night of your mind. Art in the studio is useless if life in the world does not change. Healing doesn't happen on the canvas. It happens within you. The painting, the poem, the sculpture, they are just the map. Now, you must take the journey. What do you do after painting your inner prison? Do you finally make the decision to leave that job that suffocates you? After writing about your repressed anger, do you finally have the difficult conversation you were avoiding? Art gave you awareness. Integration requires action. The final masterpiece of Jungian therapy is not a painting or a sculpture. The masterpiece is you. It is your own life, lived with more consciousness, more wholeness. It is taking the gold you mine from the dark depths of your unconscious and using it to forge a more authentic, more courageous, more whole life. Art is the rehearsal. Life is the stage.